Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Fountain of Dreams podcast, your rest area of choice. I am your host, DExus from the DExus Show, and today we have the gamer, Savi. Say hello there, Savi. The gamer, Savi.
DExus was barking like 2 minutes before this recording.
No, I was not. Shut the fuck up. And we have Sonico VTuber from VTuber Sonico.
Yippee!
And then we have the editor extraordinaire, my beloved ex-wife that I still love. Please come back to me, your children miss you. Jameson Mozelle.
Dicks.
Oh. Okay.
Are you going to?
Yes, I'm going to introduce I am going to introduce myself. Hello, everyone. It is I, the most powerful, the most elegant, the best, the greatest of all time, the GOAT, editor extraordinaire here.
Let him know.
That's why we're divorced.
What?
As you can see, it's also the most humble Kirby editor in the entire community. The James. All jokes aside, what are you tell us like a little bit about yourself? What do you do for all those at home? What do you do for a living? Or well, for fun?
Okay. So I am an editor, and basically what I do is I just take, things like Kirby Bosses, like the levels, or sometimes even Kirby himself, and I make music videos out of them. And basically they're just neat little things that I started out to do as just fun, but then I got serious about it, and then I decided that one day, hey, I am pretty good at this, and I'm a Kirby fan, so I should probably expand my skills and put it out there for like everybody else to see. And so 5 years ago, as of now, I started editing, and it's been a very long journey, and I mean a very long journey. I've ended up like collabing with so many people, like I'm sure most of you know TNH Nebula, Light Meta S, and Desolo Zantas, right?
Yep.
But I've also worked with some of these guys, Dex, and even recently Sonico for his Forgotten Land review.
Yes, sir. That part was so hard.
You also worked with me with for the Dream display, but it's cool. It's cool, James.
Didn't you do the Morpho Night fan cam?
Oh yes, I did for Meteors. Oh
Yeah.
We don't claim that one.
We don't claim that one. That one is
This
not.
song was like back in the day
going.
was like in so many cheap little mobile phones. Like you unlocked the memory in me. Like, oh my god, I used like to own a Spider-Wen one. But James, getting back on track to the questions. You said you collabed with many different people. You said that your journey started around 5 years ago when like your big journey started. So I have a question regarding your history with editing. How did you end up meeting, the greats that you ended up working with and becoming friends with?
Oh no. But for context for our audio listeners, love you guys to death. James is probably one of my oldest online friends, so I have heard this story so many times. How long have we been friends for, James?
Share with the class.
We've been friends for 3 years now.
Yes, 3 years.
Wow.
I feel like it was longer, but yeah, he's one of my like OG online friends. That means that I've not been online for that much.
But
go ahead, Mr. Jameson.
Okay, so basically it all started in 2017 when TNH back then he was still a small YouTuber. I think he had 400, 500 subs back then, and this was when Team Kirby Clash Deluxe first came out, and he made a remix of King D Mines theme, best boss theme. Don't at me, but
Yes, sir.
It is pretty
but,
good.
he made a remix of that song, and I got hooked instantly. And I was like, hey, this guy is really cool. I would love to meet him one day. And then a couple months later, I ended up doing so. I gained the courage to actually talk to him, and we really hit it off. Like, we hit it off like to the point where I feel like my life wouldn't be the same without him. And I'm really sure he feels the same way, like, about me, because he definitely talks about me a lot, like, especially like when it comes to editing, because I started editing for him back during the boss raid. I believe it was Magalore, the Magalore boss raid remix. That was my debut on his channel.
All right.
And ever since then, I was his first choice for edits. Like, I've been in most of his Kirby videos since 2020. Same can be said for Light. I've been inside of most of his videos altogether. So
When was your first work with Light Meta?
oh, my first work with Light was his Nightmare remix from 2020. That was such an old edit. I don't even like, if I ever get to remake it, I would be so happy, because oh boy, my edits from 2020 aren't exactly the best at all.
I want actually to ask you a question, James, regarding actually like the difference between the TNH edits and the Light Meta S edits, in which I mean, for those who don't know at home, either audio listeners or people who are just watching this video, the TNH's videos and music remixes are more like hype. I think that's like the best way to put it, whereas Light Meta S like puts, I think, a lot more of his time making these remixes into building a story and building an atmosphere around these remixes. So is like the huge difference behind these two things also shown in the process when making these edits? Like, do you think more about like the impact that will have in the story? Does like give you like little, I don't know, lore tidbits to base your edits upon, if I may ask?
Okay, so what I do is basically everything that I work on for my edits is all me. Like, I think of lore, I think of headcanons that the fans have, and I also add my own bit of headcanons and visual storytelling into my edits, right? Let me think of an example, a very recent one. Elphalus. If you guys have seen the Elphalus medley, there is a part during the first section where like the song calms down, right? And then it has Elphalus's theme, then Stardream, then Void. Basically what I've done there, I used their first forms only, like exclusively, like for that calm part. But then when the music starts getting intense again, and it's basically the same part as the calm part, but it's more intense, I use their EX forms / final forms for that part, and I used more clips to make it feel fresh, new, and all, pretty much everything.
Yeah, the cuts are like a huge, I think, part of your edits, are they? Like the different scenes you use, different things. I feel like the video where I felt this the most was the Roar of Dedede video, when like the beat and the things shown in the video is like so crucial. It feels like the cuts are so fast paced, but at the same time they're like so perfect. But so I wanted to ask you, what do you think was your most ambitious cut of all the ones you made?
Ooh, I have 3. The very end of 02's Morpho medley track, the entirety of Roar of DDD and
The entirety.
yes, and TNH's last section of the Elfless medley.
I was gonna praise that again. I love that section so much. It's like
Yeah.
Teenage
wonderful.
brings such a fucking exciting energy to that part. It goes so hard. But then with your edits, like my heart was literally pumping. And it was insane.
I think like it enhances the video as a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I commented this in the video itself. The one part where it didn't have your edit, it didn't feel the same.
damn. But like
And
yeah.
I'm gonna I'm actually gonna talk about that part for a moment. Basically, it's only 2 minutes and 30 seconds long, but it's short. But I feel
What do you
like
mean?
I
That's
put
just
a
a
lot
regular
of effort
song.
into it because I like at first I didn't know what I was gonna do with just Elfless by himself at the final phase of the Chaos Elfless fight, because Chaos Elfless only has about 8 to 10 like attacks, and so I wanted to basically
Bro thinks he's
not
voice
show
over.
everything all at once. So and then it also fit with the tone of the track it was going for, because TNH's section it was basically just all out, just like a final battle, just everything all at once. So I wanted to capture that. And there is a part around the 50-second mark where TNH references another dimension, and it smoothly transitions back into Elfless's theme. What I did there was reference all of the modern final bosses, and oh my god, all of the modern final bosses went so well. That was the last second choice, by the way. And
Interesting.
and I'm really glad that I did it, because it adds more visual storytelling. Like, this is how we got here. And
If I may ask you, James, actually,
Oh,
sorry
yeah.
for interrupting you, but like I wanted to ask all of you here a question, because I feel like this is like the heart of the podcast. Not only interviews, but also going in depth on things we like. Do you mind if I actually open like a small little discussion and then we return to editing? Because like you mentioned these bosses, so I wanted to ask everybody, so this becomes even a little bit more of a active discussion, if it's okay with y'all. What is your
Well,
favorite Kirby boss? Because I know that you love Kirby bosses, James, and I think
Yes,
we all
I
do
do.
here.
yes, I do.
Okay, there are many that are so good. You go off, James. You probably have the most experience.
Let's see. If I were to give my favorite boss on basically on all fronts, which one is my favorite to fight, which one has the best music, which one was the hardest for me, my favorite one to fight is King Dedede. Like, whichever game he's in,
Oh.
those are always my
Interesting.
favorite fights, like just to fight him, because he brings out this energy that I cannot find with any other bosses except for the final bosses, because it really does feel like a challenge. Like, you're facing off against your rival. Not to mention, King Dedede is one of my favorite Kirby characters, and also my main in Smash Brothers. So, of course,
Nice.
it's always fun to it's always fun to fight him. And then my favorite boss from a difficulty standpoint is normally whichever final boss is inside of whichever game, but I can definitely say in terms of difficulty, Galactic Knight gives me a run for my money the most. And I think like I think the Left Knight is the only boss to have efficiently killed me more times than any boss.
Wow,
That's crazy.
that's a record.
Now that
But I feel like it's.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, please go ahead.
Okay.
Sonico.
Yeah, funny that you mentioned DDD because I feel the same the way about the Meta Knight fights, which are, in my opinion, like a little more diverse than DDD's fights, but they all still have like that very beautiful, like, I don't know. It feels every Meta Knight fight feels like a dance between Kirby and Meta Knight, where like none of them are like clearly above each other. They're both like very skillfully moving around, you know?
Right.
Yeah, and like it's a really
wait.
yeah. Go on.
Meta Knight have like a does Meta Knight have like a sort of active shield? Like you have to. I remember at least one game having that. Like you just can't hurt him all of the time.
Yeah, in most games, Meta Knight just literally says "fuck you" and parries you. So you basically have to avoid his attacks and counter attack, which is really hard. I think more in the modern games they took some of that aspect out, but in the old games it's like you really have to space your damage. Like Kirby's Adventure, the Meta Knight fight in Kirby's Adventure is like for no reason one of the hardest fights in the entire series. It's so good.
It is. I really didn't like notice how hard it is. Maybe I should like really replay it. But again, I think like something very important that we talked about that James mentioned, especially, is the atmosphere of Kirby Bosses. Like when I asked him the question, I had like a smaller other question in mind, which is, you know, when you consider a boss, there's the music, the atmosphere, the difficulty, the attacks. There's so many factors that make a boss, but I think that atmosphere is the one that like it's Kirby nails every fucking time.
Yeah.
Like the first Meta Knight fight, the energy is so fucking raw because you saw this guy from the very start of the game. You don't know who he is. His whole identity is a secret. That's like something that I think that no other Nintendo, like of the other big Nintendo series, can achieve, of building up such interest for bosses. Because in a lot of games, bosses just feels like, I'm gonna fuck you up. You're a bad guy. But in Kirby, they feel like characters. I don't know if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I get you.
Soul, I guess.
Like even in fights, especially I like this a lot about the Dark Matter trilogy. Even if I don't really like much the bosses, the atmosphere of the final boss is like really good. Like especially everyone probably knows 02 from Kirby 64. That's an iconic fight in like gaming in general, with such an incredible soundtrack, which is like really weird because it's not like very active and like very hype. It's very melancholy and like kind of sad, which is like crazy, you know.
I feel like that was like really intentional to make it like all the Dark Matter fights or Zero or whatever feel like very somber, very strange. Almost if you're like facing someone who is almighty but at the same time is powerless. Like they don't really attack that much. Zero is the first one that comes to mind. He just kind of stands there, maybe shoots some blood, but like they don't do anything.
Yes, and that's what I wanted to bring up about editing 0 and 02. When it comes to editing those two, I let their presence take over rather than their attacks. I let their presence take over because
that's okay. Yeah,
that's great.
Because it's the fact that they are there. Like you are literally facing off against a fallen angel of darkness, and you know that's all 02 needs. He doesn't need any big fancy like attacks or anything like that. His presence alone shakes you. And whenever I edit 02, I let him be himself rather than trying to mix in all of his like attacks and stuff, because he doesn't need it. He's the only boss that I don't mind not having a lot of attacks for, because he doesn't need it. It's just his presence.
Just fucking awesome.
Yeah, I feel like that's an issue with a lot of old Kirby bosses. I mean, all bosses in general, that they don't have that many attacks compared to like newer
James,
bosses.
We need to actually make you an edit of Lolo and Lala. I would love to know how you would handle that fight, honestly.
That's would have been possible.
They just walk around. And see, like, that's another thing that I was gonna bring up. Certain bosses, I don't know if they can even be edited in like a way that, you know, I edit most bosses in general, because they would have to either be grouped up with other bosses. Like, I don't think I can ever make a solo edit of just Lololo and La La La, because they just walk side to side.
Okay, then do an edit of La 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 paired with Pon and Con. Boom.
They're literally
and North and Nelly. There you go.
All three of them literally take the same idea and just literally Pon and Con is literally Lololo and La 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 mixed in with Nuff and Nelly. Like that's literally Pon and Con.
Where's the heavy mole? The heavy mole edit.
I feel like actually wait, you did edit Lolo and Lala once, because I recall seeing a little bit of footage of Lolo and Lala in the, maybe it was Light or the Soul, I don't know, but it was the True Arena medley. I did remember seeing a little bit of Lolo and Lala.
Oh yeah, that was
a fun one. Me just having all these songs in my playlist, so just like I've been seeing these videos like over and over again for the past 5 months.
Okay, but I will say about all Kirby boss design that like most of them have like a gimmick that I think is like sometimes missed in the newer games. Like for example, Amazing Mirror, I know DExus never got past in stage 1. But like,
shut the fuck up.
You're bad at video games.
But like, there's this okay, I don't remember how it's called. Like, I think it's like Iron Giant or something. The guy you have to push. Yeah, the guy that you have to like attack and push to the electric walls. I think that's such a cool gimmick. Same with things like, again, Heavy Maul, which basically makes the arena for you. And stuff like, well, let's see, Adeline. Adeline was really also a really cool boss. Adeline
Mr.
and
Shine and Mr. Bright also.
Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright.
What? Those guys.
What?
Why?
What did they do?
I mean, it's a fun boss. Have you, Savi, you know this? Nightmare and Birthday stream.
Oh. Okay, I get it now. But that's not really like a really fair complaint. But speaking of bad bosses, I can do segues.
For those that don't know, I died like for an hour to Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright. I'm not good at video games.
Since we talked about bad Kirby bosses, we've talked about bad Kirby bosses in the series before. We talked about Pyramid, but I want to ask you a question that I know will spark a little bit of, negativity in this episode, which is not something that I like to do, but I want to, start a small friendly argument.
Spicy.
Which is, what do you fellas think is the worst mainline final boss? My answer, I don't really have one, because I think like the easiest one would be the last phase of Dark Mind, because like it kind of feels like, rushed. But at the same time, Dark Mind is such a fucking cool boss in his entirety.
Okay.
Amazing Mirror sucks. There we go.
It doesn't.
Void Terminal. My answer is Void Terminal.
Yeah, I was going to say
Why?
that. I was going to say pre-DLC, no like arena thing. Void Terminal was really underwhelming. TBH.
Bro, okay. I think Void Terminal has the same effect that Zero and Zero 2 has. That it's just the presence itself is so fucking grandiose. Like, you're literally fighting essentially the god of the entire universe. But why do you only have one new attack for phase? That's 5 attacks for phase 1, 5 attacks from phase 3, and then like 2 attacks in phase 2?
I think like the most important part of Void Terminal was, again, as you said, the sheer fucking presence of the guy, but at the same time, where he got the wings that kind of look like Zero 2, the Master Crown, the sword and stuff, that I think was like the biggest shock factor for me. That's why I kind of like the
Yeah,
boss
like,
because
the-
it's like,
The
whoa.
process is insane. But like I asked, like the fight itself, Jesus Christ. Again, the presentation is amazing. You're fighting in like fucking space, like you're fighting out like far away from planet Popstar, and
Never
just,
seen
like,
that
you're in the
before.
middle of the galaxy. Oh, I love the presentation.
We need to do a Star Always
Presentation
episode
is
as well as an
beautiful.
Amazing Mirror episode. But yeah, James, what's your least favorite final boss? Mainline.
Wait, does Sonico have something to say about Void Turbina?
Yes, that I think one of the things that I don't like about Void Termina is how slow it is because
Oh.
like the eyes have to individually appear, you have to like attack it, and then you wait, and he attacks, then you charge your shot. Like it doesn't feel like you're
Savi
in
was
control. Yeah, it doesn't feel like you're in control of the fight. And then when you enter Void Termina, because you have the squad, the boys, you just kill it in like 2 seconds, and it's kind of underwhelming. But I do like the final like Kamehameha clash, the beam clash.
Oh, that is hype.
Yeah, that's so fucking cool. I think it's like being a little bit. A lot of people saying that this is being overdone, but I don't fucking care. It's so cool. It fills me up with joy. I know that the game doesn't need me to like push the button every like 2 milliseconds, but I do that. I sweat.
Okay, I will
fight the
say-
boss like I'm fighting in real life.
I will say Forgotten Land did take me out when I realized they did the same thing about spinning the control stick and pressing the buttons like for the 5th time.
I hated that.
It did take
But
me
yeah,
a
as we
little
were
out,
saying,
but I still
James.
like that finale overall.
James,
I
what's
have-
your
I have
least
mixed
favorite
issues
boss?
about Alphaless
Like, so we
finale,
can
but that's-
close this. Oh, we kind of talked about this in the past, like how much the Forgotten Land finale is like, well, Alphalin is dead. Not really. You know, it's really
I
not
just
really the
don't
best
know how to
finale.
feel about the truck.
Truck. I feel it was like a little bit anticlimactic, but again,
Do you
so
not
we can
like-
close this little
Do you
discussion
not
part.
like Truck Kun?
I was gonna say Dark Nebula. Dark Nebula
Oh,
is
dude,
like,
we all completely forgot about that.
Yeah, I forgot about
We
that.
all
Nebula.
forgot about Dark
Oh,
Nebula.
yeah, that's easy. Yeah, never mind. Take-
yeah, like
You know what, Void Termina?
Dark-
Never mind.
Like, it's so
I don't
fucking
think-
pathetic. Like, you're fighting the ruler of the fucking underworld, and it's a fucking star with an eye that takes 5 seconds to beat.
Yeah,
Like, again-
Dark Nebula is one of those bosses where if I have to edit it, okay, I guess. But I'm gonna add Dark DeRoach too because he's a better boss.
Yes.
It is. I think like the Dark Nebula atmosphere again. I think that's like a huge
It's
part of
good.
this episode. Like the build-up of seeing that star moving and moving, and you getting like the actual rod. That is super fucking cool. But like the actual boss itself, kind of
And then
underwhelming.
when you
Yeah.
like
It's alright.
we have established multiple times in this podcast that I am a bad gamer, correct?
Yes.
I
You died
beat
about
Dark
Nebula,
Nebula.
didn't
I beat Dark Nebula in 2 seconds.
That is worrying. If DExus can beat a boss in less than
That
5
is
hours,
boring.
you know you fucked up, developers.
you?
Yeah.
But yeah, DExus, you were
With
saying.
the triple star, it's insane.
Dexter, you were saying about Truck Kun?
About what? Oh, the truck.
Yes.
The truck, the big rig.
See, this is this is what happens when you overhype yourself, so it's partially my fault. When in Forgotten Land, we have King Dedede and Meta Knight as characters that are actively in the story. It is upsetting when in the final boss, the most climactic scene of the game, they don't show up. They could have
You
at
know
least
what?
had Dedede. Go ahead.
You know what they should do? What they did with the manga? Meta Knight should just show up out of nowhere with a truck.
Yes,
And
please.
ram
The
into
manga
a
is
flea.
so fucking
okay,
fire.
Okay, picture this.
Okay,
Picture-
okay.
Even one of my main issues with the truck, other than it's just like, oh, okay, like I get what it means. It's a reverse isekai, like it's a trope in isekai anime that they get hit with a truck and they go to another world, which is funny.
Truck-kun.
I get it. But we're talking about a fucking like species that is the origin of so much ancient tech that just gets fucking killed with a truck, like something in the real world. What else?
I think the most overwhelming thing was that, well, underwhelming, sorry, but like was that the previous games always kind of like Forgotten Land pulled something out of their asses last minute, and it was super cool. Like, Amazing Mirror
Yeah.
at the Mennonite Sword, Star Allies at the Superstar Sparkler, Adventure as the Store Rod, etc., etc. And that's like legendary weapons that can banish even the worst types of evil. Like even Squeak
And
Squad
then
at the
it's
Triple
just a
Star.
fucking big rig.
This is just a truck.
A truck.
Like even the Rainbow Sword was better than the truck.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't feel like you earned it.
I get why they did it. It's again the isekai thing. There's also that it ties in with the gimmick in quotations of the game, which is like, mouthful mode. But you're just taking one specific mouthful mode, which is car mouth. Like every other mouthful mode is not car mouth. You're just making car mouth the mouthful mode. I don't like that. And also, I now speaking of it out loud after complaining about it when the game released, which was over a year ago. I do see like the thematic tie-in that it has. That Elphilas brought in futuristic technology, and the truck is from the past. So it's like, oh yeah, the past still functions and can beat the future, which is cool thematically, I guess. But wouldn't it have been awesome to have King Dedede and Meta Knight? At least, like, the truck comes out of nowhere. At the very least, have King Dedede throw in the truck and keep the thematic stuff in the final thing we have currently. Like, Dedede throws the truck, Meta Knight does something. But what about having the Waddle Dees be involved in the final blow instead?
True.
That would have been cool. Like maybe using like the energy.
Yes, like
yeah.
you know how
spear.
you
Yes, James?
the spear? Oh, that would that
That would have been a cool final weapon. Like high key, that would have been a cool final weapon.
That would have been
Yeah,
fucking
and
cool.
then
I don't know how.
And then Kirby commands the Waddle Dee like he's Pigmin, so he's ta 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 ta, and they go attack Evelyn.
You're playing
That
too much
again
Pikmin
never
today.
crossed my mind. What the fuck? Oh my! Now I'm gushing over that. That is insane. Like, imagine Kirby summoning a fucking dimensional portal over Elphilas, and it's just Waddle Dees raining down.
Or just the Waddle Dee ball like from Star Allies, because they could do that.
Oh,
Like, that
or
would
like
be-
Mario and Luigi Dream Team, where you pull out like a,
Yeah,
a
exactly.
hammer of
Like
Luigi's,
Luigi
but
ball.
it's a hammer of Waddle Dees.
I would have thought
Exactly.
that. We could have so much fun with. This is the first time Waddle Dees get like such a big spotlight. Why?
Yeah.
And
That
I
that
can't be
did
the
not.
only one
Discord
that
did
doesn't
not pick that
normally
up.
kill Waddle Dees like in Kirby games, because I feel like they're just Kirby's friends, like in general.
Yeah.
Because in marketing, in marketing, who do you see the most with Kirby? A freaking Waddle Dee.
Kirby and Waddle Dee. Just generic
Exactly.
Waddle Dee, not even banana Waddle Dee.
Exactly. So I don't normally kill them because friends.
You always save
Yeah.
the first Waddle Dee. That's a Kirby law.
Exactly.
That's
You
like a
always
rule.
say-
The unwritten rules of the universe. Number 1, spare the first Waddle Dee. The rest can rot in hell.
Yeah, like something Forgotten Land did that fixed an issue I had with the series for a long time is that it felt like they had no reason for the Waddle Dees and the other enemies to be Kirby's enemies. So in the Forgotten Land, you get the Beast Pack, which are the enemies of Kirby. For example, in Return to Dreamland, why is like Waddle Dees and Protobirds and stuff like that enemies of Kirby? Because they don't know, want to fuck around and find out.
I mean, I think that HAL is just... Oh, don't worry. DExus, go ahead.
Yeah, I think that just wasn't established prior. Like,
Yeah.
Return to Dreamland was basically let's make old Kirby but new, and enemies didn't really have a reason to be attacking Kirby back then, so they didn't really have established that these are Dreamland citizens. Same goes with
I
Triple
think
Deluxe.
they're already kind of establishing this thing in new releases. Dreamland Deluxe doesn't really count. It kind of does, because in Merry Magland, you can see that the Waddle Dees are just there having fun, but they couldn't really alter the game, just remove the Waddle Dees entirely. But I know this will sound like an asshole, but in Kirby's Dream Buffet also, you can see that the Waddle Dees are kind of sort of not enemies at all, because they're just part of the. There's many enemies. There's the Gordo. There's the Bronto Bird, but there's no Waddle Dees as enemies. They're just CPUs. So I think that how is like slightly making so that Waddle Dees are not enemies anymore, just guys that are there and probably will stop being enemies soon.
I love that.
Yeah,
I really hope that we get like
I feel the same. I think they're turning them, instead of the Goomba of Kirby, they're turning into the Toad of Kirby.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And I am so in for this.
I'm all
I am
for it.
all
Yeah.
about it. I am
Like-
all about it.
Like Savi mentioned it before, but I think it does have to do a lot with merchandise, because the second most merchandise character aside from Kirby is just random Waddle Dee. So to most people, it's like the most iconic Kirby character aside of Kirby.
It's like if Mario merch released with a Goomba.
Which is so fucking funny to me. Like, you know the one Kirby manga strip, I'll put it in the editing, when there's like every single boss like arguing over who's the strongest and who like deserves to kill Kirby first. There's like
You know what you're
Highness.
talking about?
There's Highness that goes like, nah, I gotta win. I'm the best boss.
I
Then like
was-
Sectonia,
That was Kirby's
then-
first enemy.
and then like
Oh, that
Waddle Dee
was the
just shows
first
up.
enemy.
So like, I think that's like funny. People were just establishing that like Waddle Dee's like the character from Kirby, not Dedede, not Bandana Waddle Dee, not Meta Knight, just Waddle Dee. Waddle Dee. Speaking of which, James, funny little silly question for you. What is your favorite Kirby enemy? Or quote unquote.
Oh,
Ah,
this
that's
is
a tough one.
tough. This is tough. Because I have a couple, but I can't necessarily point out a favorite.
Sword
Mine is the
Knight.
autism guy.
Sword Knight.
Honestly,
What?
it's between
The autism from Dreamland 1. Let
Who?
me send an image. This guy,
I'm
it's
thinking-
literally the autism creature.
That is the
Oh.
autism creature.
Let me
I like
send it to you.
Scarfies. You know, Scarfies are cute until you look at them
Scarfies
the
are
wrong
cute.
way.
I would
Um,
have a pet Scarfy.
Hell no, I
I
fucking
think
hate those
Scarfies
guys.
are based off of cats. I think.
Yeah.
Because and then there's Burning Leo. I love Burning Leo.
Oh,
He
they're
should
awesome.
come back. Chili is
Wait,
another
didn't
one.
they literally returned for Star Allies, bro? What do you mean they
I know,
should
but I
come
want
back?
them to come back. I want them to come back again. Cause Burning Leo got like replaced by Hothead for like a hot minute until Star Allies.
Yeah. Like even Forgotten Land Triple Deluxe, Planet Robot. I don't remember. Return to Dreamland.
Don't
Yeah.
forget Giant Hothead from Kirby Clash, my beloved.
Oh god. Oh my god. Oh, speaking
looking
of
for it.
enemies, so basically, when it comes to fighting bosses, like in general, there is a lot of things that needs to be like accounted for. I've been studying bosses ever since I got into editing, and their whole like philosophy, like the animations.
Bro studying
Like
for
the
the Kirby
attack
Final
cues,
Boss
things
instead
like
of
that.
Spanish.
Things like the attack cues, how long like the attack lasts for, and basically how to dodge and counter said attack. And basically it pretty much turned me into like one of those people that isn't a try hard but like knows like what they're doing, and kind of gets irritated when people get hit by a very easy attack that they see coming. That's like
why you
literally.
can't see me. That's why you can't see me play video games, James.
But I feel like the easiest boss to study is King Dedede. He is the easiest boss to study.
I mean, he
Yeah, but
is
he-
the original Kirby boss.
And also,
He's
his attacks
perfect.
have been consistent for like 31 years now. Although, like the formula always gets like spiced up. This is something that I love about Dedede. He's like kind of the same every time, but he's so different. Like the super jump, the slide. It's not even a slide. It's like him falling like a
Trip?
fucking dumbass. The trip.
The trip attack. Oh my god, he's gonna be revealed to be Trip from Sonic Superstars.
Yippee.
Trip is gonna take off the
Holy
mask
shit.
and it's gonna be King Dedede.
Okay, funny you mentioned Sonic because everyone makes the comparison, but like, it's really cool to see how Kirby can keep up such old elements and still bring them a new life compared to something like Sonic that brings Green Hill because Green Hill. Like for
I
example,
love Green Hill.
Kirby's awesome.
yeah,
Like Wispy Woods.
yeah, Wispy Woods
Everyone
like
loves Wispy
the best
Woods.
example in the entire book.
Wispy is like such a fucking cool boss. I was so surprised when Forgotten Land he wasn't the first boss. I was like, yo, Wispy Woods is the guy. He is him. It's him. So like, why sidelight him to? Is he like second or third boss?
Second boss. It's weird. I actually don't like that decision. I don't know. It's just like it keeps the tradition, but it breaks it. It's like pick a lane. Do you want to keep the tradition or just not have it at all?
When it
I
comes
would have
to-
rather them have like a
No,
a wispy stand-in like how,
I
like how
like-
Amazing Mirror has the golem.
no, yeah, but I like the Wispy second boss. That Gorimont is actually the first boss because he like puts you in the front of the beast pack like right away. It like tells you this is like the main enemy group, which is something a lot of Kirby games don't do. That they hide the main enemy group like way later, and I don't like that. Like Star Allies does this, and Triple Lux does this way worse. Where you don't,
Triple Deluxe.
yeah, Triple Lux doesn't tell you what you're doing until the end.
No, it does. Yes, it does. It tells you the Taranza.
Ah, but Terrance is like, what? No, doesn't count.
No. You can't just be like, oh, that's a point, but I'm not gonna accept it.
Nah.
Taranza's right there. He's the one that you're after throughout the whole game. Though I do wish since Sectonia is the one in role and stuff, I do wish that played into the final boss, into the bosses of the game. Like instead of Taranza just fucking around, like
Okay,
throwing a rock.
yeah, but
and
like
making it.
with Terranza, you don't know if he like, I don't know. You feel like Terranza is on its own. He doesn't feel like he has like an army behind him.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
why
I agree
I
with
don't
that.
really count it. Because to the average player, Terranza is just a guy that really likes DDD and wants to capture him for some reason. You can keep the reason of why DDD was captured secret, but I don't know how to feel about like the whole Sectonia kingdom being like a secret until the end.
Yeah. Again, just make it be that the bosses are formed or because of Sectonia herself, not because of Taranza fucking around, like throwing a
Right.
rock up Pyribbit or putting a spell on a tree for flowery and stuff like that. At least Robobot does that a little bit better.
Yeah, Robot does it immediately. He's like, yeah, your planet's getting mechanized. There's probably a bad guy up there.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you guys a
Fucked up your
question.
friends.
Above?
Ooh.
Yes? Ask.
So,
Yeah?
what is your favorite edit from me?
Oh, I okay. To this day, like,
Hmm.
based recency bias, but it's still the fucking the one I keep gushing about with TN, like
Elfless.
well, yeah, the like that specific part of Elphilis is the most type I've ever gotten from an edit of you combined with music track.
I think both DDD and Meta Knight. I know, again, recency bias. But like, they're so
Yeah.
fucking good, man.
You know
Like,
what? Triple
I-
recency bias at the DDD part where you're switching between the two,
The
the
hammers.
three bosses when
Yes!
he's using the hammers.
Oh my
so
god, I love
fucking
that
raw.
part.
That one is so good.
yeah.
And the part when he goes like dun dun dun, there's like the little zoom ins in each fucking DDD, or the part in the Meta Knight Sword of the Surviving Guardian one where each slash that he does in the air. I forgot the official name of the move. I think one of you guys can help me.
Crescent
It's the move where
shots.
DDD does. Okay, Christian shots. Thank you. No, it's not Christian shot. Christian shot is like the little beam. I mean where he goes upwards and then does a few slashes if he catches you
Basically,
in the
Ike's
air.
Final Smash.
Yes, that.
Yeah.
The moment where you fucking switch every beat with every single slash, that's like jizz, as the kids say.
Okay, and we got and we gotta mention, James, what program you use to edit? Tell the channel, tell everyone, because they surprised me a lot.
Here we go. All right, y'all ready for this? I use my phone to edit. Like
That's insane. You should be put on a list.
Proud of yourself.
Alright?
like
I love how you say you should be proud of yourself and you say you should be put on a list.
And I just started laughing like a man.
no, because for all you viewers out there who haven't figured it out yet, I do use my phone to edit because well, I don't have a freaking proper PC yet. We're not gonna talk about that, but well, I guess when I do get a proper PC, I think I'm gonna be like, I think at that point I will be probably one of the greatest Kirby editors of all time, if not the greatest. Because
Humble host, humble. He's so humble.
Fucking humble, yeah.
Because
pop off.
nobody else is doing it like me. Like let's
That's
be
what
honest.
Honestly,
that's what I'm
nobody else is
saying.
doing it. Like that's so fucking
Well, there is
cool. That,
ultimate.
Fair.
I guess
Fair.
so, yeah. But I'm sorry to Ultimate because I love the guy. But James is just James. James does stuff in the James way. Like I don't think that if anybody tried, if like I don't know, Waddle Dee fan 07 like came in on YouTube one day and tried to edit, he doesn't stand a fucking chance against James. But like anybody watching this, if you
Unless
want
we
to
get
edit,
one of those Spider-Verse editors. Unless we get one of those like awesome.
oh yeah, those are fucking menace. Like I'm sorry, they're like a whole nother league. But like to anybody watching this, although I was kind of joking, if you feel like editing, if you feel like entering the YouTube board, do not ever be worried about the competition because everyone here, James, me, Sonico, DExus, we didn't start off like absolutely like the best creators in our field. We had to like start. Nah, you don't suck. Shut the fuck up. I love like the sudden switch. Like you sometimes you're like totally not humble. Sometimes you like don't love yourself too much. Love yourself. But as I was saying, anybody, if you want to get in the field, if you want to become a content creator, this community is, I think, when it comes to accepting new creators, is pretty welcoming. Do not get worried. There's a little bit of drama going on sometimes, but yeah, go for it. Become an editor.
Actually,
the creator community, the Kirby creator community is so, I wouldn't say little because realize like there's actually a lot of us. There's like almost 100.
There's 10. Like there's no 11. My bad.
There's 11. But the Kirby community on YouTube is so unknown. Like
Yeah,
there's
like,
if
there's
you
such a
ask
small
someone,
space.
oh, what's a Kirby YouTuber? People will
I'm gonna say like
usually
Failboat, Vernias,
Vernias,
And DExus.
and Painter CP.
and DExus.
If they're lucky, they will say like if we're lucky, they will say meteors.
And you.
And if we're
Maybe-
super lucky, somebody will say light metas. If
yeah.
we're super lucky.
Doesn't wait?
Yeah.
Who has more subs?
I don't know.
TNH
I
or
think
Light?
Light, I
Steam.
think.
Light.
More,
Yeah. But I don't know. Like I don't think people recognize them as Kirby YouTubers. They just recognize them as
No, TNH has
remixers.
more.
They consider them as
TNH has
remixers. No, his
Also, fellas, I need
Really?
to make like a very important announcement.
yeah.
You all fellas know, but like this is an announcement for the fellas because watching at home because this has not been revealed yet. But do you remember when like a few episodes ago we said that we were going to ask TNH or Light or Desolo to make a Kirby Slide remix?
Oh, I
I
completely
fucking
forgot.
I
Oh.
fucking did. I pinged the Solo in a server with some friends and stuff. I said, "Yo, dude, you want to remix the Kirby Slide theme?"
No
and it is.
shot.
Link is in the description. So go listen to Do the Kirby Slide on SoundCloud. This is not a joke. This is not a rickroll. I actually fucking got him to do it. So, like, I'm sorry, but I just remembered.
Put this
It's
on the
so
video.
fucking good.
Put this on the
Yeah.
video.
James, when are you gonna edit that?
The Kirby Slide fan cam.
When are you gonna edit that one, James?
Never.
No.
Absolutely never. not doing that.
That's like the rawest clips, you know, like the transitions you could do with Kirby Slide
Between the
gameplay.
puzzles,
holy
like you
shit.
slide to the left and the screen slide to the left. Oh my god, it's literally just so easy.
Slide to the left.
Slide to the right.
Cha-cha real smooth.
And you can like combine them with Kirby's Toy Box. Oh, it would go so hard.
That was so fucking good. Like, oh, man, or the arcade machines. But getting on a more serious note, I know you guys will jump me because this is the Kirby podcast. But James also happens to have other hobbies. Insane, I know.
Christ.
And editing also happens to be. He edits a few clips from a certain anime series called the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Called My Hero Academia.
No.
Oh, do not fucking slip. Come on. I was gonna ask him a question. Like, do you think that like you will focus on the future more on those Kirby anime edits? Will you do a Kirby Right Bakacha edit maybe? That'll be like rawest anime to do.
I don't like Kirby Right Back at You that much.
Do the Kirby of the Stars pilot then.
No. I don't like it that much either.
And
I don't
Get the
like it
fuck out
that
of my
much.
show.
James, you're so fucking based. Come in and kiss me, baby.
Whoa.
Huh?
Yo. However, speaking of anime edits, I do want to start posting them more on YouTube because I feel like I can grow faster like that. But at that same time, though, I mean, I feel like I have like the perfect groove with Kirby for some reason. It's just I wish more people would, actually see it because whenever I like collab with Light, TNH, or Desolo, I don't like it. It doesn't feel like I get sidelined by them. It's just I get sidelined by like the viewers. Like everybody else is focused on the music rather than the visuals.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of get why that's the case because like
yeah.
I'm not saying that's
like at the forefront. I get that.
I mean, you're like when you're pushing on the YouTube tab, you're like pushing for the music. You're like, oh my god, I love this song. Let's see how to remix it. You're not like, oh my god, I want to see this edit, But I do think your edits do push your perception of the song way greater. So while the average viewer might not notice, like, oh my god, this edit is so fire, I think it's like subconscious. I don't know how to say in English. Like they don't notice, but it does impact heavily.
I like to compare it to ambiance or like a good background.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an event, but god damn it, does it make the experience way fucking better. Like without
what
it,
would SaviTheGamer be without the white and green striped background? Tell me, fellas.
Shut up.
What would the experience be?
I'm currently looking in my mind. I'm imagining like what the fuck was the name of the final boss for Magular Epilogue? The tree. I'm imagining that.
Tree ground
Like,
with no
imagine-
ruler.
Imagine the tree with like a blank background. It's not that hype. It's
Like the fake
it's
PNG
still
background.
tree. Yeah, but then like the destroyed egg engines, it makes it such a better experience, and I think
I
that
think the
that's
review was
what
fucking
the edits
crazy.
do. That's what the edits do. They just add so much to the experience that without it, it wouldn't hit as hard.
And also visual storytelling is a big part of my edits because people don't I don't know why I continue to put little references to headcanons and other bosses inside of my edits if nobody's gonna notice them. But fun fact about the very end of the hype Elphalus edit that I did, the last 30 seconds references Stardream Soul OS's final attack from Robobot. It's just a final just a final little desperation attack before it dies. And I put little references like that all the time. A more non-subtle example is when I did the 02 Morpho Medley track, and at the very end, I showed every version of Dark Matter ever, including Void Termina. You know, it's
That's
not
cool.
super subtle. You know, it's actually really like it's not subtle at all. Like if you like Kirby in any type of in any type of a capacity, you will get that reference.
So as always, today we talked about a variety of different topics with our wonderful guest James. But as always, as we do in these episodes, we will read a few of your answers. As you might have seen, we are not really following a certain order because these do not come from our latest episode, but in fact, they do come from episode number 4, which was a long time ago. But we will still read these. We'll read these whenever we can. We will skip the tier list ones since they're basically the same question as the first episode. I know we're creative as fuck, but James, if I can ask you to read this first comment by Becca Chow. I don't know this guy actually. We should have him in the show.
We should have it in the show.
Okay, so the podcast has been completely unhinged and wonderful so far. As for my favorite Kirby meme, not counting ones that are just a single random picture I found on Twitter once, I was always super fond of the Kirby voice acting one. It never fails to make me laugh. I will suck you up and spit you out at other enemies.
I need to know where that comes from.
Sting like a bee.
Sting like a bee. I need to know where that comes from because the account, I don't think it's ironic. I think this was done for in a cool way, in a badass way, but
Yeah, and they did it for
where is that person? Wow.
They did it for multiple characters. I remember a Sonic one.
You have a Sonic one?
Yeah.
I need to see this right now. What the fuck?
Oh god, there's a Sonic one.
Yeah.
Oh, Sonic
no.
voice acting, Kirby voice acting meme. The person is Lots of Spaghetti Men, and they did a Mario voice acting, Kirby voice acting, and Sonic voice acting. What the fuck is this?
Oh, they're
Yeah, I
so
told you.
awesome. We should get them on the podcast.
I'd be down. I'd be absolutely
Just
down to
making
do
fun of
that.
them.
No, that's awful.
Just making fun of them in VC.
No, that's awful. I would just ask them what was the process, what's their life been.
How do we got to
They
these
were probably
points?
very. That I really like that fucking voice acting meme when it became popular on Twitter. It's everywhere. People were editing those voice clips into gameplay. It was so fucking stupid. I love it. So dumb. You can just tell it's just a kid fucking around in his house, and then they're like, you know what? I can't upload this on YouTube, and you know what? I will, because this is what Kirby would sound like, and it's perfect. It's it's humor from 11 years ago. Of course, it's something 11 years ago that was supposed to be serious, but it obviously wasn't. And I need to know how someone uncovered that video. How did someone find that?
You just look at Kirby voice acting and you find this by accident.
11 years ago.
Yeah, it's insane. And
That's
then
literally 2012.
the channel itself is like a rabbit hole, and then you find videos like how to kiss,
What?
and then a thumbnail, where he's doing the DDD down pose, the Smash Bros one, the draw me like one of your French girls.
I love how that's the pose.
That's how
the
you.
deity.
That's how you describe it.
Yeah. So this meme is a gem. And then he has Sonic and Mario. It's insane. I love this meme, and I am planning on using it on one of my videos eventually.
Well, DExus, would you like to read the next question? I mean, answer.
Since I rambled enough, I
Yes,
will
sir.
read and answer the next question, which is from Multi-Fandom Fangirl 9664 or 9664 or 9664.
We get it.
Numbers.
This is the same joke I did with Shawkat. Just kill me.
I know it's yeah.
And I assume she goes, this podcast is amazing. Why, thank you very much. if I had to choose my favorite Kirby meme, it would have to be mostly Right Backaja ones and the Kirby lore memes. We could.
Dude.
Do we already have a meme episode?
Yes, with
Yeah,
the
kind of like the Declare episode. It's kind of like
Claire episode. Yeah, but dude, Ravakaji is so funny. Fuck the haters. You know.
It is.
Fuck up.
I'm
Fuck
going
up.
to say it. You know, gun to my head. Kirby memes are funny when there's no bitch in your ear telling you it goes against the lore or is overused. Let me laugh at stupid things.
Okay. No,
like,
no, because it's you're just doing like a child. You're like, oh my god, it's like fucking Elsa Gate. I like this
Nuh-uh.
character. It's acting out of character. I
Nuh-uh.
like this character anyway, so I'm going to enjoy it.
Nuh-uh.
I'm going to enjoy
It's
it because
funny.
it's just
It's
a
so
character
funny.
doing something funny.
So funny.
No, shut the fuck up.
James, what do you think?
Can be funny,
James, bring the peace in this podcast. What do you think about the anime, James?
I'm a My Hero fan, so like I don't know if I should comment.
Okay, bad taste. Okay, moving on.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that literally invalidates
Dang.
anything you would say.
So
No, I'm
okay.
kidding, James. You have good taste.
Have a good day. So
But looking at the Kirby anime on a bubble, yeah, the memes are kind of funny. Like Dedede going, the suffering of others is the most amusing thing there is. Come on, that's funny for a character like him in that anime.
That's funny.
Like it's funny.
Yeah, I need estrogen. You know, that's Dedede's funny.
Yes.
And me another bag of them chips.
He needs another bag of damn chips.
Oh, DExus just completely died at the estrogen mention.
I don't remember that being in my back a joke.
Then it goes like, "How can I help you, King Dedede? I need some estrogen, quickly!" You know, my favorite Kirby Rabakatcha episode. But
He
Sonico,
said,
speaking of Dedede,
Oh, talking
read the
about
next comment.
wait. Seeing that, talking about the Kirby Rebecca intro. When I was younger, there was this video that I thought was the funniest shit ever, and it was just the Kirby Rebecca intro. So it's like, you know, Kirby, that's the name you should know. And then when it comes the Dedede scene, it's like, I need a monster to capture the damn Kirby, and then enemy goes, that's what we do best for the E.
That's not funny though.
you don't.
And then
Like, I'm
and then
sorry.
he goes like, how can I help you, King? D.
Yeah, Savi, you didn't grow up in the YTP era of YouTube. Those were the good
Yeah.
times.
But I mean,
That
like,
was- that was
there's
the
good
funniest shit
YTPs. Like, there's so, like, you know, even the Zelda ones, like, my boy, this piece is what true warriors strive for. You know, that's funny. You know?
Ah,
How can I
When
help
they go like,
you?
sauce.
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 Sonico, just read the next question. bro.
Okay. the Kirby knife outside meme.
He's just
Yes.
disappointed.
Yes, the Kirby knife meme is so funny. I love that guy. He was like
That's a classic.
yeah, I think he was like
Yeah,
a
it is.
by PFP on like some social media back in the day.
Of course it was.
Yes.
I know you've made a video with that when I like an old unlisted video on that.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, little thing, but like, DExus, the video you just sent us, the DDD video, that's from 5 years ago.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
last time I spent.
His childhood.
Yeah,
We're 14.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, wait,
unlike
fuck.
you, I didn't grow up on the internet. I had to wait
I didn't grow up on the internet. I grew up in the streets.
What?
In the streets.
No, but the Kirby knife outside meme is pretty funny, you know? I think it's like, it got a little bit overused with the years. Like, this will probably be a very touchy argument, like something that people probably will not be agreeing with. But I really do not like a lot of the internet depictions that people have of Kirby with, you know, Kirby with a knife is pretty funny. When put in the right context.
I think Kirby with a knife was the start of Kirby being portrayed as cute, but like strong. So like it hits a specific middle that I like. It's not.
Yeah, I mean, I said it in my Kirby lore video, but I think people just really gravitate towards cute, but, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, look at the most recent trend with that. There was Doom Crossing, Barbenheimer.
Yeah.
People like that.
And like even something like mascot horror. Like people love the cute butts
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I don't.
But
like
James-
like in my opinion, this is like I don't like the cute but like underlying scary thing because like in my opinion, Five Nights at Freddy's started this trend, but it kind of didn't at the same time. Like it's Five Nights at Freddy's fault, but it isn't its fault at the same time because like say what you will like about like FNAF, but it still like retains that it's literally a scary like animatronic. Like never in the series where it literally went to just this is a sugar sweet candy thing monster, and it's supposed to be plushy, and then once you enter the game it's scary. Woo.
I mean, I think Security Breach got there a little, but yeah, I get what you. I think it's just more that FNAF started the thing and people wanted to copy that success, didn't really like understood why it was so loved, and that's how we
I
got
think the
to
most
these points.
cutesy FNAF has ever gotten. I've never been like a FNAF fan, but like from what I've seen is the FNAF RPG. How's that called? FNAF Word?
Yeah,
I think
FNAF
that's
World.
like the most
Yeah,
cutesy.
it's really good actually. It's it's actually really decent.
Oh, nice. I should play Five Nights at Freddy's. Welcome to the Security Breach podcast. Your That's not Freddy Fazbear. We're kind of getting off track, but you know what's really funny? Jerma trying to do the Freddy Fazbear scream, you know? I was like, doesn't sound like, it doesn't sound like Freddy, but it's funny because it's Jerma. Jerma's a funny guy. We should have him in the podcast, you know? Jerma the podcast. Pretty funny.
Jerma.
Jerma.
You don't know Jerma?
I do know who Jerma is. I was quoting him.
You know Jerma and Atsune Miku in the Final Dreams podcast.
We should have had Tsunemiku.
Yeah, I should have.
It's just Jerma like singing poppy poppy pop poppy pop the entire fucking.
I fucking love how he sings. I'm like, poppy poppy pop poppy pop. Oh, I love you too. Jerma is so fucking funny, man. But we're getting super off track.
So,
as we do.
Savi, what's the question of the episode? Tell us the question of the episode so we can end the
Question of the
madness.
episode is, what is your favorite Jerma moment? No, but just aside, as we talked a lot about Kirby bosses. So we'll ask you, what is your favorite Kirby boss? It doesn't matter if it's mainline, it doesn't care if it's a final boss. Just what is your favorite? And at the same time, I'm gonna spice it up a bit. Go off track. What is your favorite and your least favorite? And or you decide what to comment. We cannot wait to hear what you think about Kirby bosses. But let's ask James one last question. What do you think about the Fountain of Dreams podcast? What was your stay? Would you come back? I wouldn't if I felt like you honestly.
And where on
Savi, wait, hold on. Savi,
what?
What the fuck?
fucking losing it.
Why?
Audio listeners
What?
and everyone else. I was
What
drinking
happened?
water when Savi mentioned Jerma. I really hope the microphone picked up me spitting my water.
Oh my Christ.
I'm gonna include it in the editing if you say something like the original thing. I cannot believe this is like
I was
the
just
10th
vibing.
time I
was
almost
just like,
killed you.
okay. You were gonna think, oh, I was so expecting you to say, oh, what is your favorite final boss? You said German. There's just water everywhere now.
Jesus Christ.
Incredible.
Oh my God. Gotta love the Fountain Dreams podcast. But James, what do you think of the Fountain of Dreams podcast?
and where we
DExus
can-
cleans their computer.
And where we can find you.
Oh, okay. This was a fun little podcast, and for most of my viewers, this is kind of a voice reveal for pretty much everybody. So, sup? And you guys can find me pretty much on Twitter, which is called X now. I'm not calling that junk X.
Oh, one is.
At Jameson
I love X videos.
Mozelle 1. Okay. That's where you can find me at Jameson Mozelle 1. I post about anime. I post my edits there sometimes, and I just talk about anime, manga, anything Nintendo and Kirby like related, things like that. And then I also post my Switch clips there, so you guys will find a lot of stuff there that's pretty nice, and things like that. And hey, who knows? We can become friends and stuff. I'm pretty open about becoming friends with people,
James
Things
is a
like
very
that.
cool guy, so follow him
No,
on
I'm
Twitter.
not.
Yeah, you
Check
are.
out his X videos on.
What?
Yeah, you gotta love his tweets about
Check
his.
out-
Yeah,
check
your
out his
X videos.
His, his X videos on the X.com platform.
Yeah.
Christ.
But
Oh,
speaking
and,
of platforms, do you have anything else to say? Like any message you want to spread?
Oh, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am almost at 500. Please, I'm begging you, because I do want to grow as a YouTuber. I will start back uploading soon. I promise, I will. So
We
please-
need the 5-hour Germa video about like Germa clips done by James. We need the Germa fan cam pretty much soon.
Oh my god, James, just do the Germa fan cam.
No.
Speaking of which, how much for
gonna be
Found of Dreams podcast
Sorry.
fan cam?
Every single person is my enemy. And just like have him edit him to that, please.
But yeah, James, one last question before we actually wrap up, because this episode is getting a little bit long, kind of as
Yeah.
usual. Would you be up to join a little bit of, this is mostly a joke for the funnies, but an actual idea we kind of got. Would you be down to join more like spin-off episodes in the future?
Oh yes, I would love to.
Thus spoke the founder of Dreams podcast, and that is the second time I make this joke. But yeah, we could invite you again. So, fellas, be prepared for 2027 when we have the second episode with James, where we talk about
Yes.
Gay Kawasaki. Gay
Aw.
Kawasaki. With that being said, we hope you enjoyed. We were the founder of Dreams podcast, and we hope you have.
wait. DExus has to end the episode. He started it. Wait.
Alright, so that was the Pleasant Dreams, and we hope you had a fountain of dreams.
That's
Wait,
no, that's not.
That's not fucking acoustic.
Oh my god.
We stop recording.
You got
By the
this
way,
one.
the recording is